Hey everyone, what's up? Yeah, I'm here. I got about 10 minutes to go before I clock in. It's one of those days where I start 15 minutes later than my usual time. But anyway, right now I'm doing this video because I don't know exactly why I misplaced my digital video recorder. So I might still do an audio, but it might be through this, it might be through home or whatever. But I wanted to come on here and talk about something that is really kind of surprising. I think when you look at some fans discussing episodes, talking about episodes about season 5, I mean not season 5, but season 8, this recent season 8, I should say. You know, everybody wants, there are some fans that have pointed out that specifically when it comes to first half season 8 episodes that were basically back to back, and then you take a look at the second half, and mainly you look at the episode like the finale, the two-part finale, and you kind of see some moments in there, or some kind of, I guess you would say, acknowledgments there. And what surprised, I think, a lot of fans that, like I said, would talk about and review these episodes throughout season 8, from the first half to the second half. I think what really surprised a lot of them was the whole, what they considered the Sparity acknowledgement. Sparity, in case you guys don't know, is short for Rarity, is short for Spike X Rarity. In other words, Spike and Rarity as an item, as a couple. And some fans were cool with it, obviously. There's no doubt about that. Some fans were cool about it. But there were some fans that were kind of annoyed, like, really? You're still doing this? And we're almost a decade in. It's like, to them, it's like, look, you either do something with this and move on, or just drop it. And here's the thing, for me as a supporter of this ship, because honestly, as crazy as it sounds, it's one of the reasons I started to gain an interest in the show. Like, this is interesting, because to me it felt like the Underdog Story. It felt like that Underdog Story, to where here's this character that is sort of like it's kind of like not like the others, if you will, being googly eyed over this beautiful mare, this beautiful creature, this beautiful female woman in front of him. And it's basically that classic story of a dream you want to see come true, of somebody wanting to achieve his dreams and make it a reality. But yet, a lot of folks look at it and say this would never be, because of the way they look at the differences. In other words, they look at the major differences between the characters. They take a look at the fact that, oh, well, this character is this species, or this character is that age, or this character is this or that. And, I remember, and I've talked about this before, I recall that there are several animated and live-action shows and movies out there that have been around for many decades, many years, that have played with the same scenario. They have played with the same scenario. Two characters that you feel are complete opposites, would never work, and yet in the end, they end up being together, whether or not whatever they end up in, whatever show or movie that they end up together in is based off something like a comic book, or it's an original idea. Usually the impossible happens. Usually what you feel is impossible happens. And I've always been of the belief that I believe Sparity, Spike Rarity is going to happen, and it's going to happen hopefully before the show ends. But the way I look at it happening is very subtly. It's going to happen a very subtle way. And again, going back to what I've talked about before, there are many shows, animated and live action, that have gone in this direction. They have. I'll give you an example. One of my favorite shows, everybody's favorite, one of my favorite shows, in fact, it's the favorite show of a lot of people, Gargoyles. Gargoyle. I can speak English here. Gargoyles. Nobody thought, when we got towards the end of the original Disney afternoon run of Gargoyles, that Broadway and Angela would end up together. Nobody thought that. It was never hinted at. Nobody ever thought it would happen. Because, here you have this character in Angela. She's beautiful and everything. You think, honestly, she would end up with someone like, let's say, Brooklyn? Because, of course, if you watch the original run on the Disney afternoon, you know that Brooklyn had been attracted to this human turned into somewhat of a gargoyle creature. I can't think of a name right now, kind of a cat gargoyle creature. But yet, this girl that was turned into this creature fell in love with Elisa. Sorry about that. I don't know why people do that. Anyway, like I said, Elisa's brother fell in love. That's what I was saying. This, again, I can't think of her name, but this girl that turned into this cat gargoyle-like creature, or mutated into it, fell in love with Elisa's brother, who suffered the same situation. He ended up being turned into one as well. And again, you would think, okay, Brooklyn's probably going to get Angela, but all of a sudden you get to the Goliath Chronicles and you find out that's not the case. She's ended up with Broadway. And like I said, you wouldn't think that would happen. It was never acknowledged. It was never hinted at. But it was teased. Like, it was basically teased kind of in the last episode. It was basically teased in the Hunter's Moon 3-part finale to the original run. You saw how Broadway was kind of concerned about her after she nearly suffered a near-death experience. And she was trying to recover she had recovered from it, but because when they turn to stone, they heal instantaneously. The time the statues, that it allows them to heal and recover remarkably. So, Angela basically was healed up from her near-death experience, and Broadway was very concerned about her. But here's the thing: you wouldn't think, well, wait a minute, why is Broadway concerned? Yeah, she's part of the clan, but he acts like she's his girlfriend. What the heck? And then, like I say, you get the hint at the end when Broadway tells her about the fact that the castle that they returned to has an even bigger library than the police station one did. So, it makes you think, what's that about? And then you get to the Goliath Chronicles, and all of a sudden you get your answer. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that being teased. Or, well, you probably saw parts of it being teased. But you didn't. Again, you would look at these two characters and you would think, there's no way those two characters could be together. And yet, come the Goliath Chronicles, whether you liked that show or you didn't, I thought it was okay, they ended up together. And as crazy as it sounds to use as a comparison, and I gotta get into work now, as strange as it is to use as a comparison, that's kind of how you might look at Spike and Rarity. You would think there's no way Spike and Rarity could end up. They tease it, they joke about it, they reference it, they acknowledge it. all legit, well, I wouldn't say joke about it, but you know what I'm saying. They basically tease it, they reference it, stuff like that, they acknowledge it. And you wouldn't think that after all this time they would finally pull the trigger, but I think they're going to. I think, in all honesty, if season 9 is the last season, which it sounds like it's going to be, they're going to pull the trigger. They're going to probably do it. But like I say, they're going to do it in a very subtle way. Because like I said, when I look at, Gargoyles, and I take a look at the whole Broadway Angela deal, especially when you get to the final episodes of the initial run of the series, it was very subtle how they hinted at the fact, especially at the end, that these two were going to be together, but you didn't know it. And all of a sudden you tune into the Goliath Chronicles, and bam, these two are an item. It's like, what the heck? It's like, where did that come from? And then when you look back on it, you realize, oh, they were giving very subtle hints that it was going to happen, but you didn't know it. And even though these aren't subtle, they're pretty much, I think, getting ready to do something similar, but do it in a subtle way to where it happens, and then come the next episode, it'll be like it never did, but you know it did. So yeah, basically, to have Spike and Rarity, Sparity acknowledged in season 8, obviously did come as a surprise, I would assume, to a lot of fans, but I think the creators, the writers, in my opinion, are preparing us for possibly the Sparity ship to become reality. I think they're preparing us for it, and I think it's going to be done in a very subtle way, that it's good that when it happens, when it happens, like I say, come the next episode that follows, it'll be like it never did, but it did. So I think they're getting us ready for it to be done in a very subtle way, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let me know what you guys think, though, down below about Spike Rarity being referenced and acknowledged in season 8. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. Do you think, honestly, that the writers are getting ready to subtly hint at these two being together towards the end of the series? Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Do you think putting them together is going to be done in a very subtle way, to where it happens, but then come the next episode, it'll be like it didn't? Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let us know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all later.